तिनक धिन धागे न 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 तिनक धिन.
Every day I wake, I make my mind up. I'ma be the one, be the truth, be the way. Yeah. Every day I wake, I make my mind up. Gotta keep my mind on the because they only telling their side of the story. Out here telling lies like they on Maroon. And poor rich kids get their money on phone it. But down here in the hood, yeah, we know Forex. We growing up, yeah. We got the goods. Build them assets, build them up fast. Get rid of cash before the whole market crash. A news flash, just a blast from the past. We gonna smash now. Be prepared to hit the gas, yeah.
Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch the game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, and we travel.
Drive.
Blood eye, and we travel.
Woo. Just my child. Woo.
Blood eye, and we travel. Hey, hey, hit him with the higher. Yeah. Sherry no Aka from Virginia. Yeah.
I know I'm more because I'm blessed. I know I'm more. I passed the test.
We got to see with the true eyes. We need some brand new bright ideas. We got the hearts and some great minds, yeah. If we could all just be sincere.
Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch the game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, and we travel.
Drive.
Blood eye, and we travel.
Woo. Just my child. Woo.
Blood eye, and we travel. Build a land, get the wealth, change your name up. Get the title in your hands, switch the game up. Melanation, elevation, arise. We the vibe, blood eye, and we travel. Hey, hey, hit him with the higher, yeah.
Peace to the party. It's your homeboy reporting live from the lab. It's a beautiful Father's Day. Man, shout out to all the fathers out there that's tapped in with us today. No matter what the applause, no matter what the gift may be, the responsibility of being a father trumps everything. So man to man, father to father, bro, keep doing what you're doing, keep evolving, keep being the best version that you can be. And for those of you who falling short, it's never too late to be a man. Impact your child first and then others around you, because right now it's the real pandemic that's been going on to Black men, because it all started with us. The number one that was under attack, because everything else fall in line. You got to go after the leaders first, the warriors, the protectors, the builders. You feel me? So on this day, it's crazy that Mac lined this up for us to be talking about building autonomy, because a lot of y'all are newer to us and may not understand the mission statement and where this all came from, and the fact that we know much more than just historical facts, okay? We here have put together a certain model that we have been practicing and trying to grow and evolve for many years now. We've been consistent with this when only 5 people used to come and watch the whole 2-hour video. You can go back and check the history and see that it's facts, you know? Peace to everybody that's in here. We're going to kind of get to that today, talking about Arzareth and really using that as a model for autonomy that we can use in America, because a lot of our people is talking about fleeing. They want to leave and go abroad. And I can understand the sentiment of frustration and problems with here, but that's exactly what they wanted from us, because this is our land and we need to pull up our sleeves and fight for it. You feel me? Because those of us who understand the history, we know the importance. But see, a thing that we're not talking about enough In order for us to be actionable about what we have learned, our consciousness and our mentality and moral standard has to be at a certain level. You have to have a certain level of discipline to accomplish any type of major goal. And this is why I'm taking it today with the news. We have a lot of things going on, and I want to show how it's clear that no matter your level of consciousness or your level of affluence, the social programming that they particularly chosen for Black Americans, it worked very well, to the point to where we can see some with our eyes, have all the evidence in front of us, and still want to go another way because we just believe that every single person has to be a martyr when they tell us to. You feel me? That we jump when they say so. Perfect example right now, the Carmelo Anthony, the videos that came out. And you got still people saying, even if you can see with your eyes, that, bro, it was definitely not how they said it was. All these different variations, but still we'll go away from the truth just because the narrative has been put out there that it was a race war, and now we all must pick a side instead of the side being the truth. And we should know as historians that it's super frustrating when you have went and researched the proof and have a logistical frame of mind versus an emotional one, and people don't even be wanting to hear what we got to say when we telling them about the Black Indians and the Black Europeans. We sending them sources and books. They don't read that shit. But then something along the journey, you'll start to learn that, hey, bro, everybody ain't gonna go and everybody can't go. And if you the one who preaching this gospel, talking that talk, oh yeah, you gonna be outcasted. Man, that's the price that come with it. But one thing about it, as long as I know that I'm standing on the side of truth, I'm good either way. And that can always be edited if new facts appear. That's real intelligence, right? So here go another example of that. I don't know if y'all heard with all that going on. So Obama then opened up shop in the south side of Chicago. He built a presidential center. And while you have many on one side that are saluting it, and people love the Obama boy, I posted something about him on the book about the contractors not getting paid supposedly from the African American Contractor Union. So the head spokesman, a black man, was basically saying this, right? I don't care nothing about the details of this, but guess what it did? It got me to looking into the whole situation further. And boy, what I found is pretty interesting. I like the spirit and the grit of Chicago and the way that these folks is trying to push back. They deciding that, hey, they want to go Republican. I feel like that's an autonomous thought process, but I want y'all to hear some of their content, bro, because I found it pretty interesting.
I pulled up to the Coon extravaganza on Juneteenth. No disrespect to anybody who are brainwashed by this family. But this is a Coon extravaganza. You know, the Coon extravaganzas come.
Hey, Coon extravaganza is crazy.
With the house music, and they mix it with the good church music, which I love. I love music. Music's gonna save us. Music is gonna save us. However, this is a Coon extravaganza. I just ran into John Roberson, who doesn't know who I am, but I know who John is. And it's a nice video. You know, I'm gonna post it later on. But I just wanna let y'all know that for $10 and the 99-year lease, and why they're displacing many of Southside generations right here and pushing us out for all these realtors and mortgages, all this, stealing our land for commission based. They don't care. They don't care about us getting generational wealth. It's big business. It's the American way. Happy Juneteenth. Sasha, call me. Sasha, call me. I know you know your daddy's terrible. Your daddy's not a good man. And your mama, she got to stop too, man. They displacing them over here, man. They're displacing the crew is displacing. But you know what the government gave us? The government gave us a Hawaiian Kenyan for the black single mother. Put him right on mainstream TV and let them know that this is going to be your savior, while they made sure they kicked our male out of our family. No nuclear family for us, but we're going to praise the Obama nuclear family.
Hey, so here go the backstory.
Hi, my name is Zoe Lee, and I am the founder of Chicago Flips Red. My issue has always been because the city of Chicago unlawfully demolished my family's building, which is a violation of the Fifth Amendment. No matter what you guys say about police powers, they can do this. But this is the main reason why, because you guys decide that y'all are going to just say F residential on the south side and the west side, F our businesses, and we're going to develop whatever we want to do. And then you guys will lie and say that you went into the community and you spoke to these people and you did not. And then you come down here and don't show up like Jeanette Taylor, because Jeanette Taylor is your alderman and she's not even here. Her quilt is always here though, but she's never here. And she will go and cry and say that she doesn't know that this was happening and we're going to fight for this and we're going to fight for that. And then you get a new neighborhood shopping district. About now they're going to now have a change request for, instead of residential, we're going to do more. Like we're not allowed to be owned by property owners. Like the whole goal in life is to get property and be able to pass it down to your children. And then they'll be able to pass it down to their children. That's generational wealth. And for some reason, we just can't get it. Like for just us, we're the only ones that cannot get it. And then we watch these terrible Black aldermen come down here and don't say nothing about it, but then get mad at me for going into the community.
Hey, check this out. Look at the picture. So why is it, and we don't put enough pressure on this, why is it that all of our government representation, when they are taking photos and put on some regalia or anything that's with academia, it's always with the African colors? You don't find that suspicious?
Showing everybody who's at work or who can't make it down here what you guys are doing. Y'all don't fear God. Y'all can't fear God. Y'all don't care about going to hell. The fact that y'all are displacing our elders, y'all displacing our businesses for y'all developer friends. Half the people don't even live in that community, don't know about that community, have no idea how that community works. But you guys are going to come here and going to pass, yes, we're going to pass it on, yes. Then you're going to go to Community Development Commission. Y'all go there too. That's where they pass the TIF money. And then they go ahead and steal half the TIF money, and then they do the same thing over and over again. It's a daily playbook. It's a daily.
Okay, so for those of y'all, I want to make sure that we on the same page here. So once again, anytime in your city, the dynamics may be different, so you need to have an autonomous view of what's happening. But I can assure you, in most areas, okay, Republican or Democrat, you will find that the money that is being used that could go to several different types of businesses, very, very fondly do they ever fall in our hands, even when the city is majority Black. So what she said is money been going around on do these deals in these neighborhoods, because right now there's something called the opportunity zones. So if you got money, you can go get areas that is dangerous, but they made them dangerous on purpose. So now they can come in and take this prime real estate, because they talking about this one they talking about is right there. If you've been to Chicago and you know that right there by the water downtown, man, that's beautiful. So now, who hasn't heard? You don't even got to be from America to hear about the violence in Chicago. That was by design. Chicago is a beautiful city, a lot of history, but Chicago is just a big city, so its message is louder. But this is happening all over America. This same exact blueprint. And the whole time, when it comes to our cities, it's been certain people, because they always want to tell us what the Republicans doing. But locally in your city, in your state, the Democrat stronghold, they can make moves locally. So why you don't need the federal government to make Chicago function better. You feel what I'm saying? You got people that's speaking out, and I salute them. And any chance I get, I try to broadcast their message, because they standing on business out there. That's really motivating, but it's showing you the corruption in real time. It just ain't a federal issue, bro. It's a lot of money go through these cities and states. Like, we got to be cognizant of that.
Playbook. The feds are here. I know they're here. But if I got to go into these communities and let these elders know what y'all are doing, it's going.
Hey, so they own it. So check this out. So when I was looking into it, it's this lady that I've been following, Christian Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? She a sister, married to a black man, got a black family out there from Illinois, running for Congress, right? So she went and did the research and got the paperwork behind it, and got a whole reparations plan, not in the sense of what we know it to be, but for the residents, and she named names with the Obama Foundation. Check this out.
Just spoke at City Hall today, and once I'm elected as Congresswoman for the first congressional district, this is not a race-based reparations program. This is a reparations program based on where people live and the harm that has been done to them by the Barack Obama Center in conjunction with the government of Chicago and Illinois. When the government sponsors this type of displacement, they have to also sponsor that repair. So Barack Obama, his developer partners, and all his beneficiaries, they need to do their part to ensure that people can actually sustain their life that they were living here before he set his sights on the south side of Chicago. Today, I want to draw your attention to this document. This is the ordinance between Mayor Maroon and Barack Obama for the Presidential Center. Inside of this document, you will find accommodations for all types of things, including environmental protections, hiring requirements, and all types of things of that nature. The one thing you will not find are anti-displacement measures put in this to keep Southside residents in their homes all across Kenwood, Washington Park, and the South Shore. What I'm here for today is I am here to propose reparations for the South Shore, because they have been displaced for Barack Obama's center. They were not accommodated for the way that his center was protected in that very ordinance. The only thing that we saw inside of this ordinance from Mayor Rahm Emanuel was this one paragraph about an endowment. And when you look at Barack Obama's plan, he mentions that he was going to fund that endowment to the tune of $470 million. He mentioned that in 2020. In his 2021 annual report, he no longer mentions it again. Today, if you check his 2024 financial report, it has $1,044,000 in it. It's very short, if you ask me.
Yeah, I heard what she just said. So it's part of this plan to when they came in and bought this center, even though the center was funded by the government. You feel what I'm saying? The center was funded by the government as part of this plan. The Obama Foundation was supposed to put up to 200 to 400 some million, she said, into the fund that was supposed to help with displacement. To this day, it's only 1 million in them. That's a big difference, right? So she coming with the receipts at the city house saying this. So when folks keep saying they making up conspiracies to lie, well, these folks doing a lot to go forward with this conspiracy, and they putting their name on it. This is dangerous. You understand what I'm saying? So while everybody is talking, you should be wanting to support them people, but you got a lot of support for Carmelo Anthony. Make that part make sense.
The residents of the South Shore and all the surrounding communities need help. Their property taxes have gone from $1,700 a year to $16,000 a year over 1 year.
Bruh, $1,700 to $16,000 in 1 year? Come on, bro. That's egregious. That's clearly systematic.
This is not normal change. This is not normal slow progression. This is not normal gentrification. This is government-sponsored displacement. The city of Chicago did not take the time to see what they needed to do to create a fund that would offset the damage to the very people that made the South Shore and these surrounding communities admirable, made them desirable for President Obama. The reason he wanted to be rooted here is because of the history that these property owners, this is a property owner that I know in person. He invested here when there was nothing. And Barack Obama didn't make sure that he wouldn't be displaced. So now I will be presenting the Southside Presidential Center Impact and Reparations Act when I'm elected to Congress. Yeah. To ensure that people in this city are protected when the city decides to do and create plans that do not benefit them. The residents of the South Shore, Woodlawn, Kenwood, all of those areas, they deserve to have accommodations. And I will be fighting for homeowners to receive up to $5,000 per year towards their property taxes and renters who receive at least up to $900 per month to offset their rent. Where would this come from? Barack Obama. I do not believe in causing taxpayers to have to foot the bill of private people who decided to make a decision that did not benefit the people who were already there. So the beneficiaries, all the people who, his partners, his development partners, they will be the ones footing the bill for this reparations plan. My name is Christian Maxwell, and I approve this message. SouthsideReparations.com. Visit it. All right. Your story.
Oh, Christian, spoke eloquent. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Maxwell. That's how you do it.
Hey, so look how the elders couldn't wait for a younger voice to come stand on business and, you feel me, and represent for them. And you notice not one time did she say anything about a race. She talking about an area. And this was clever marketing, because when she said reparations, this ain't got nothing to do with the reparations as we would know it to be. This is just language that she using to say we going after Obama and them in the city for this government displacement that just happened. And they locally motivating the people. I done went and checked out the way everything look good, man. You know what I'm saying? They really own it. They really standing on it, man. So it made me think, because I don't know if y'all heard, but it was another reparations plan in Illinois. It's actually somewhat similar to this. It's related to housing, but the DOJ just hit back. It was an update. So check this out.
The Department of Justice has now joined a lawsuit against the city of Evanston's reparation program. It offers grants up to $25,000 for African-American residents impacted by discriminatory housing practices between 1919 and 1969. A group of non-Black residents sued, saying the fact that they are not included in this program constitutes racial discrimination. Now the DOJ is joining them. The city of Evanston saying that it does not comment on active litigation, but does say it maintains that the reparation program is legal.
So it's really kind of simple and plain. In that scenario is because you're saying that you're looking out for homeowners, but it's only homeowners of a certain race. By default, that is discriminatory, because you could just do for all homeowners. And then from that time frame, and it would happen just the same way. Does the Southside reparations? It don't say Southside Black reparations, but by default, it's buku Black people over there. It's Black people running it. Black people are going to be getting help. That's a smarter play, and it's going to get way more traction than what's happening in Evanston. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they need to link up and talk, but that's just to show you there is a way to go after people, places, and things that have caused due harm. So, it's not necessarily when they hear us say that reparations won't work when it comes to lineage. It's not because we don't know that something is owe us, but the way in which we go and get it has to be specific, because we're dealing with a specific system. This ain't just the thing that they done crafted to have social programming, to have the displacement happen in the neighborhoods, to have the food a certain way, the medicine a certain way. That is evil genius. So you're not just about to pontificate your way through the webs that has been built for us. It's going to take collaboration. It's going to take some real understanding. It's going to take, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going to just be that easy, and it ain't going to happen overnight. But when we don't have the tough conversations to get our mind right, and then we're not active locally or in any form or fashion, we are absent in a lot of places as a community when it comes to the future generation. They are being failed right now. And we on here faking on the internet, worry about the most foolish things. You hear what I'm saying? But we need to learn about this autonomy. So this Sunday service, hey, Mac, I told him, bro, when he told me this idea, I said it's genius, because it's the perfect time for us to talk about what it really takes to build autonomy within America. Everybody can't flee, bro. It's our land. We got to get right and we got to fight for it. You feel me? But that's just an autonomous perspective. I'm just your homeboy with the news. You do what you will in your own autonomous fashion. But right on time and on schedule, the way we like to be, Gullah Man's Choir is ready. Happy Father's Day once again. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all please hit the like button on the way in. We are independent media. We need all the support we can get. A like and a comment and a share is all free. You know, we appreciate the super chats when we get them. Every single dollar goes back into building the outreach of this message, really geared around history. But we will speak on whatever we want to speak on when it comes to the news. And I understand that some of y'all may have different views, and that's your autonomous right. But we're going to take it over to the Gullah Man's Choir. We're going to give Max some time to get ready, and then we're going to get to it, y'all.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
They cut the story into pieces. Told us pick one. They gave me a color, said live inside this. Found my name down, made it fit in their system. Whole bloodline got trimmed to a sentence. Now I'm looking in the mirror like something been missing. Got rivers in me, they never mapped out. Got names. They just buried the truth under headlines. Split me up, then they labeled it clarity. Now we fighting over fragments of identity. If I'm everything, why they narrow me? I'm putting all my pieces back deliberately. Don't dilute me, don't reduce me. I'm a blend they couldn't blueprint. Every layer got a voice. Let it speak. It's that Creole soul. Unfold, don't fold. Every root I hold, turn me hold. It's that Creole soul. Not one code, I've been told. Now I know. Yeah. Feel that? That ain't confusion. That's memory. Been walking around edited versions, whole identity stuck behind curtains. Took the depth and traded it for surface. Now we searching for worth and what they purchased. But I feel it when the rhythm hit different, like my body recognized what's been hidden. Certain sounds make my spirit sit up like you've been here before. I can't forget it. They simplified us just to manage the narrative, turned inheritance into comparison. But the truth don't break under pressure. It just wait for the right ones to carry it. Don't dilute me, don't reduce me. Yeah, I'm a blend that couldn't blueprint. Every layer got a voice. Let it speak. It's that Creole soul. Unfold, don't fold. Every root I hold, turn me hold. It's that Creole soul. Not one code, I've been told. Now I know. Gotta choose a side, I don't gotta cut my ties. Every line inside me mine. Yeah. I'm the sum, not the fraction. I'm the truth past the caption. All my blood in alignment. Say it plain. We not one note, we harmony. Now I move like I carry an archive. Every step got a past to survive. I ain't searching for self in they boxes. I rebuilt it from what they tried to hide. So when I speak, it's layered intention. Not just pain, it's full dimension. We don't need their permission. We remember, that's the mission. Don't dilute me, don't reduce me. Don't dilute me. I'm a blend they couldn't blueprint. Every layer got a voice. Let it speak. this that Creole soul. Unfold, don't fold. Every root I hold. Turn me old, it's that Creole soul. Not one code, I've been told. Now I know. They told us pick one. We picked all of it. That's power.
just waves. And generations hear its echo underneath the things they change.
Way before they painted pictures white, the story traveled overseas in light. Exiles running from the Inquisition's fire, carrying covenant in ancient choir. Moorish shades in the Amsterdam rain, brown-skinned rabbis with Iberian names. Men that say, open up the book again, said the tribes were living on American plains. Well,
copper sons, tawny daughters, walked this land before the borders. Everybody knew the signs, everybody felt the line.
Hebrew in the land, we were written in the sand. From the islands to the Carolinas, same blood, same fire, same promise inside us. If they cover up the truth, still the truth gon' rise again. Hidden Hebrew in the land, you can hear it in the wind. Cromwell reading hope of Israel, saw the prophets in the stories we tell. Said the nations on this copper ground look like Spain's Jews when the sun went down. Puritan, I saw a mirror too. Old Testament ways in the native crew. Drums like songs, smoke like prayer, memories speaking through the sun-kissed air.
We ain't new to this land,
we been here from the start.
We ain't strangers to the Lord. Heaven branded on the heart.
Hidden Hebrew in the land, we were written in the sand. From the islands to the Carolinas, same blood, same fire, same promise inside us. If they cover up the truth, still the truth gon' rise again.
Hidden Hebrew in the land,
yeah,
you can hear it in the wind.
Carolina line, so Sephardic seas met the Maroon tribes, mixed the prayers with the river tides, colored tongues with that G-Ula flame. Still the same people, though they changed our name. From Suriname heat to the low country sand, that Hebrew root kept holding the land. Oh,
they try to bury what we carry, try to hide it in the maps, but the drums remember stories that the textbooks won't unwrap.
Lift your voice, let the truth run free. We the ones they said we couldn't be. Every exile finds their shore. We've been home forever, Hebrew in the land.
Chit. Oh yeah. Love it. We finna get to it. Let's see if Mac ready, man. See if he ready. Tap in.
Tap in.
What's good, brother?
They do.
Another day, man. Father's Day.
Yeah, it's Father's Day, man. I mean, hey, shout out to all the fathers outside. You already know. Yeah, shout out to all the fathers outside, man. You know. Also, too, you know, because it's the 21st, there's a lot of things that go on this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a crazy weekend, actually. You know, that is tied to Father's Day as well. You know, whoever thought about it, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do that tonight because we got too much to handle tonight.
Yeah.
Great. Who decided Father's Day would be this weekend, right? You know, in the conscious community, I got to get this off my head so I can say it to y'all.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me stop. See, I came straight in on Father's Day and didn't say nothing else. It's your boy Mac Aether. You heard me? G Mac, Gullah Mac. You already know what it is. The Autonomous Party. You heard me? Maroon. You heard me? The harsh reality is live life autonomously. Let me get that out the way. So now that I said that, what I was getting ready to say was that, you know, this weekend, obviously Juneteenth, right? Father's Day and summer solstice, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For my conscious folk outside, you heard me. Like, hey, the sun, it was one day at a time, but that sun go up and the sun go down. And one thing we're dealing with this solstice thing, like, cause you know the equinox we just passed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, even though we do it in the end of history, we're going into the time frame where spring coming in, which leads to March 21st, which is the equinox, right? But then, which is we also unconsciously we should be, you know, over here. The new year, you know what I'm saying? The Bible lines up with, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, even indigenous groups of people line up with it because they're following that sun, ain't it? And how it track you with the moons and the stars, you heard me? So, with that being said, though, summer solstice is, you know, to me, the 21st is the rising of, is at its highest point, you know what I mean? In history-wise. What we're going through in this time frame, boy, it's been hot as heck down here where I'm at, though. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, boy. We getting ready to get into them dog days of the summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the solstice marks it. You know what I mean? Summer solstice. So I always got to be conscious about that. Matter of fact, I got a little video I sent you. You can play it because it's tracked every year from astronomy. All the scientific people out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's for them out there. Summer solstice.
You ready?
Yeah, play it real quick, and then I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I want to give summer solstice a shout out, though. You heard me?
All right, I'm finna play it now.
21st, 2026, the Northern Hemisphere gets its longest day of the year. But why? Earth spins on a tilt of about 23.4 degrees. On the solstice, the North.
Oh, hold on, I can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear it out there, or is it me?
Let's see.
It might be me.
Yeah, how you listening to it? Yeah. Hey, in the chat, let me know if y'all can hear that. The video. They said they good. I'm finna start it back from the beginning, though. You can hear me, Matt? Oh, he done took himself out. Oh, maybe he froze, but I'm finna play the video, though, y'all.
On June 21st, 2026, the Northern Hemisphere gets its longest day of the year. But why? Earth spins on a tilt of about 23.4 degrees. On the solstice, the North leans most toward the sun. Maximum tilt, maximum sunlight. And that's why June 21st is the longest day of the year.
Check. Let me see what Matt looked like. Hold on. Like he was having technical difficulties. Mac, if you can hear me, because you got... yeah, he's going to come back through. Yeah, so when Mac hit me, he said he wanted to talk about Arzareth. And, you know, we've been talking about the colonies and breaking down the history behind it, just kind of, you know, outline the history state by state. It was never intended that way. It just happened to be that as we was going down that trail, right? But then based on current events, he hit me. He was like, man, we need to go, let's talk about Arzareth. and showing them why the whole autonomy aspect. So it's gonna all tie together. But yeah, just watch how we put this together. Tap in.
Yo, I'm here. Am I here?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you good. My bad about that, y'all. I don't know. When the video came on, I feel like I couldn't hear anything. You played the video?
Yeah, they heard it.
Okay, bet money. So
because I brought it back from the beginning.
Yeah, so summer solstice, you know what I mean? This weekend. For all my people dealing with the mounds and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I was on top of a mound with God agreeing to me a while back and up there in Poverty Point, you know what I'm saying? And if you sit on top of that mound, funny enough, at this time of the year and look straight up, it looked like that sun looking straight down. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, it's hot. At the same time though, yeah, Father's Day weekend, summer solstice, and obviously I'm going to go with what we know is Juneteenth that people talk about real quick, right?
Yep.
So what I want to get in context is when I say what I'm saying, I want y'all to take this out of context. Black history is a part of Black history. It's tied to the history of Black Americans and people colored and other groups of people, we could say, that fall into being in a bad position in Texas going into June 19th, this, past, you know what I mean? At that time frame, 1865. So, but what fails being realized is that there was people free who we would call Black today in American history for easily 200 something years, just off of colonial time frames before the United States was, it was free people already. You know what I'm saying? Especially in places like Virginia, Carolina, Maryland, Delaware. You know what I'm saying? In certain places within this country today, when we go back and look, state to state, Carter G. Woodson, right? When we trace those families and things, we find out about what we've been covering here in history, in American history, by the way. You know what I mean? We got free people, but we got other people taking, refuge, right? And they still be labeled a certain way. We got people that obviously were in worse situations because of labor, financials, I would say. They haven't worked the way they're working at that time. But now we in a situation right now, though, still, that people are celebrating Juneteenth as if all Black people are really just supposed to be lumped into that understanding.
That situation.
There was already people that was free going into 1865. Monte, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you now, see?
Damn.
Is it me?
I don't know.
Because I can't hear
Gotta
you.
be.
It's crazy.
Gotta be.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go on come back in one more time. Let me see if I can get this right.
Let me see. Hey, in the chat, can y'all hear both of us? You know how it go. We live, so shit happens. But let me know if y'all can hear both of us. Yeah, we good to go. All right, hold on 1 second. You got a new one. Hold on, let me bring them back.
Yo.
Check. You can hear me?
Yeah. All right. So I hear you. You hear me, right? Because I couldn't hear you.
Yep.
All right, bet money. I don't know, when we get into the Juneteenth part, I was saying is we can't take it out of context, though. You know what I mean? Yes, Black history wise, it's tied to Black Americans, but we also understand that there was free people already before that. And so Texas, which is a jurisdiction, right? It has a constitution. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Situations going on. So we're not going to get caught up with the act. It was Black people in other places free already. You see what I'm saying?
Right. The fact that they wanted to make that that particular situation a national holiday, and then Biden was the one to do it is pretty crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe that's why some people are sentimental about, him, Black folk that are sentimental with Biden. He vice president for a Black person, so to speak. And at the same time, him, I heard y'all just talking about Obama just a minute ago on the news. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So maybe that's because they give him the pass because he sat with him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
that's exactly what it is.
All right. It could be definitely that. And at the same time, sentiments, feelings, and about him making it a national, or the banks and it's the banks that's closed, man.
Yes, bro. Like it's a real deal federal holiday, bro.
Yeah, but it ain't got nothing to do. Like, so, but you know, all these different jobs and others, they ain't recognizing that shit.
Yeah, nah.
Bro,
black folks barely even used to recognize it, but let's keep it a buck, bro. Like, we got to keep this real.
You on a plantation that day. You know what I'm saying? You on a plantation.
Yeah.
Because if you don't work for the Fed or something like that, and your company don't be like, hey, yeah, we recognize. Because guess what? A lot of them can say, well, in our state,
yeah,
you were already free.
They just don't want to say it's bad PR. It's bad press, but
it's bad, but that's the truth, though.
That's the truth. Yeah.
Everybody, Juneteenth ain't tied to the federal understanding of when Emancipation Proclamation took place on a federal level, and it don't dismiss that prior to the Proclamation of Emancipation, there was early free people that look like us walking around in North America in different states. Are you serious? They don't like that fact, but that's a fact about Juneteenth. You know what I mean? But hey, for everybody that, got some watermelon, fried chicken, and Kool-Aid, you heard me?
You feel
barbecued, and you know what I'm saying? I would say go ahead and do your thing. Enjoy yourself. You heard me?
And I ain't never against that. Like, whenever you want to get with your people, we've been doing this. You ain't never had to have no real reason to put something on the grill and, hey, do your thing, bro.
Hey, man, you got it off.
Yeah, like, okay, yeah.
Okay, you ain't on the plantation that day. Go home with your family and barbecue some food and do your thing. You heard me? Like, and we supposed to be doing that in our own understanding of it. See, I ain't saying like any holiday we get in this system.
Any one of them, do your thing, bro.
Do
like,
your
you ain't gotta be sat in the house to like one of them the one that the conscious brother. You don't want to go nowhere because everything offend you, bro. You gotta live life still, bro. Just don't partake in the other shit. Like, you feel me?
That part, that whole part.
It ain't that.
It ain't. Some people be getting too conscious about it. You know what I'm talking about?
It be funny, man.
And for real though, my next joint, because we're talking about artists and you played in the schools. Cool. Dr. Claude Anderson, Powernomics, right? Yeah. I mean, Juneteenth, and obviously he talked about a certain time frame. So in this show tonight, I hope y'all get the context where we getting ready to go into Arzareth. You heard me? But I want to, because it's gonna lead me in. So let's go ahead and get this clip out the way. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
46 gas stations in Detroit, Michigan. Arabs now own 144 in a black city. Blacks own 2 gas stations out of 146. You own nothing. The rest, the hotels and the 7-Elevens are owned by Indians. Asians are owning the laundries. They're owning the hair and wig shops, the nail shops. Blacks own nothing in a 90% black city. And that's why now Detroit went into poverty. That's why it was declared bankrupt, because blacks had money. Blacks had about 11 to $12 billion a year annual disposable amount of money passing through their hands. For black folk, they said it was racist for me to try to help black folk. They said, yes, Dr. Anderson, we admit in this town that we have an Asian town, a Chinatown, a Pole town, a hockey town, a Cork town, a Mexican town, and a Greek town, but it's racist for you to try to do something for black folk, to build a black town. And guess what the black leadership said? They sure is right. And if you want to find out if I'm telling a lie or not, you got blacks sitting right in this auditorium that was there. You got right here on the front row, 2 here, you got Rosie Milligan that was there and spoke in Detroit. And I had over 1,000 blacks come across America and say, we will move and relocate our business to Detroit to build a black community, a black business district. We'll move our businesses into Detroit. Over 1,000 of them. And guess what? The town got scared and fighting. And they told black folks, now it's racist to come in and not include everybody and everything. And so that ended that effort. And so that's why Detroit failed. So what I'm saying to you is anything that's happened to black folk in this country is not by accident. You all have to understand today that you're locked into a social construct. That social construct was put in place almost 300 and 400 years ago. You're locked and boxed. You're locked and boxed. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you that nobody else tells you. You're locked and boxed because of the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. You're locked and boxed. We got black leaders can't figure that out. In this country, that in the Constitution, which was approved in 1789, it says that this is a white nation. The first immigration law in 1791. Spell it out. I was declared bankrupt.
When he said it was a white nation, when we go look at the Constitution, Monte, does it say it was only for white people in the Constitution?
That's you know,
are we saying because of what happened when the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendments kicked in, that now all the free people of color are now being included into the constitutional fold federally of how every state now is supposed to follow, treating everybody with equality as a person, as American now within this nation. Am I wrong about that?
And so,
you know what I mean? How you said it, just the way you said it.
Nah, but I'm just gonna keep it real.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
So the totality, when the Constitution was written, the use of white and black or colored had to do with your status, not your skin color. Example, in Louisiana, the Creole ain't just black people, bro. There's plenty of white people who are Creole too. That like if you seen them today, you would say they was white or they identify as white on paper. But in a time, they was listed as free people of color. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because it has nothing to do with, so when he says this, and Dr. Claude Anderson is right about a lot of stuff, but I disagree when they say that it's not, the Constitution is not for us. We looking at the context of white and black and skin versus as a status, because we know good and well that them initial colonies was not full of white people.
That's why we've been covering those colonies just off what we've been going through the last couple of weeks, showing from Louisiana to Georgia to Carolinas, and going into the time period of when he's talking about it in 1789 is what he mentioned, right? And then we walk from 1789, and we have to understand the context of 1789 as well, when those people decided to break away from Britain. You know what I mean? Because in 1789, there were still wars taking place after 1789 with British people on this land in North America. There were still French and other groups of people on this land in North America, even though this independent nation today founded upon the people who broke away from the British situation. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And if you are not in their understanding of what they were doing and loyalty, what they were breaking away from, you are just a person living in the land.
Yep.
Manifest Destiny shows you what they did with it now. But however, I want to put that in context because some people hear that and will just take off. You heard me? And they won't.
Yeah, nah, facts.
So you can play the little rest of that right there.
Damn, I missed around and hold on.
Oh, you pulled it back? That was the part.
On accident. On accident. I tried to. Let me see. I can find it. Hold on. Yeah, here you go, right here.
Now, here's what I'm going to tell you that nobody else tells you. You're locked in box because of the United States Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. You're locked in box. We got black leaders can't figure that out. In this country, that in the Constitution, which was approved in 1789, it says that this is a white nation. The first immigration law in 1791, spell it out. It is a white nation for white Europeans and other.
Hey, right here though. We talked about this term, free white persons. We have specifically broken this down because this is the loophole. So the white folks had to, for white supremacy to work, they had to write themselves into a power position, but it's to make sense. You know what I'm saying? So this is how they realized that it was the exact reason why the new racial category for us became black, because it's the direct opposition to white.
Right. You're not naturalized originally of what the nation became to be considered somebody that we have to now put in the same status as us, who broke away from this colony, who are considered the free white persons who have land or different things that they were strongholding about and not want to pay tax about, dealing with the British colony. You see what I'm saying? So, but people ain't putting that in context because they would think that, between what happened at that time frame, that colony, meaning United States of America today, at that time, when this document we're talking about was written, they didn't have control of all the South.
Hell no, they wasn't even touching it.
West of the Mississippi, they didn't have.
French still had it.
Right, like come on, bro. Like we got to put this in context. When people be trying to lump everything together, you got to go on the timeline of how this is happening and understand how it took place in history of North America. You heard me? The expansion of manifest destiny of United States of America from the time they broke away from Britain. See what I'm saying? That's something to be understood. So either way, go ahead. We can slide on.
I'm playing the rest alone.
White, people classified as white. And blacks are gonna be a permanent underclass. You will be classified as 3/5 of a human being. You will be classified as property. You will be classified as property and 3/5 of a human being. You would not be permitted to do things that everybody else could be permitted to do.
There you go.
All right, that's it, right?
Yeah, now everything economically
So he said,
banding
and I
together.
agree with that at this point because
Yeah, nah, so that's yeah.
Tonight we're gonna prove it. Funny enough,
Right. Let's walk.
You see how I'm going? What he said at the end, that we do have the options. We just don't have the knowledge. We don't have
exactly because everything he's saying about an execution standpoint, he's spot on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just the historical part is the only disagreement, but everything else, that's a very intelligent man.
Yeah,
he know what he's talking about.
To him though, still, even if I agree.
Oh yeah, I read his book, Autonomy. Love
it. Hey, certain points of it, I'd be like, I don't know about, but on the principle of what he's saying, I can't.
Yeah, he's a genius.
You know what I mean? Ain't no knocking that. You heard me? Like it's power. As far as us doing some powernomics, but then what we're doing for us, oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is what we getting ready to do, though. You heard me? So this is what we getting ready, get into tonight, though. You know what I'm saying? The conversation.
Here go to point two. The term "free white person" has appeared. It's in the Naturalization Act, and that's what he showed there. That's what he showed right there. Was free white.
I mean, it's before 1790, which is why I said in the Constitution, did it say what he said? It don't. Because Scott Green just pointed out. I know that is not there. We can go pull it up, y'all. Show me the Constitution where it said.
Yeah.
Show me the Constitution where it said.
Because that's a very interesting spin on it.
Show me. That's all I want you to do. We good after that. I'll be quiet. Type shit on that type. Oh, I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? But either way, however, I know I'm not. Go read that Constitution. You said 1789. 1790 is the Naturalization Act, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see, we covered this, but tonight, because it's Juneteenth and all these things lead up to even what happened in Texas in June 19th, 1860, and how there was other states and other people, like we talk about free people of color term. You know what I'm talking about? This has been being used within this colonial time frame of North America way before the United States of America became even a nation. We keep saying that for a reason. When you do your own genealogy, right? You say your people were here before 1770. Your people were here before 1789. Your people were naturalized. Your people were already here. So, within that context, though, what's the next joint? Because we're gonna get into it. Because when he said that, I was like, you know what? That goes with powernomics. Arzareth is a powernomics.
Take it over here.
Powernomics, man. Maroonville. You know what I'm talking about? Powernomics.
All right.
So the title. If you see anybody that pulled up on us tonight live and after the fact, I ain't gonna just give you something and not show you where the origin is, right? The word, where it come from, why we're using it. I mean, I'm gonna at the end of the night, maybe get time. I might show you a pair of shoes named after it. You know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, we in this as the name of the land beyond the great river. You know what I'm saying? And at this time and context, this is the biblical understanding of it. You know what I'm saying? It's far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration. This word restoration tonight needs to be understood. I'm talking about. I mean, I want to make sure you understand that word right there. Because right now, some people say reparations, but restoration and reparation. Anyways, according to, that's that I and that V, that's that Roman stuff. You see that right there. Mm-hmm. ESD, right? In the 45, it says Columbus. Now Columbus. This is tied to the Jewish Encyclopedia now. You heard me? It says Columbus identified America with this land. I mean, we're in America, 1492. The context of what's taking place, this man is coming across the ocean, trying to get to a landmass that they don't have no name for yet. So when we think about today saying even America, that's not happening at that time. He ain't thinking in that context because the name America was not. He didn't give it the name. He's using the word Indios. But Indios, he thought was connected. We're going to show you something anyway, though. However, Columbus, America, with this land. Now we're going to look. Oh, Christopher Columbus, translated by Dr. C. Gross. The name, it has been suggested by Schiller Snitsky. I'm going to say it like that and keep it moving. It's taken from the Deuteronomy. And you see how they got it right there, the XXIX 24:27, because they forsook the covenant. That's a good word right there. That's another key word, covenant of the land, and went and served other gods. The Lord rooted them out of their land and cast them into another land. See that word, earths? Earth. That's earths means earth, land. You heard me, just so y'all don't know translation wise, right? But then we're going to get into where it says the passage is made to refer. And then it goes down and all that good stuff. I just want to show you that they got this. Eric, if you don't know about Arzareth, you can go look it up tonight after this conversation, see all the things. And we're going to show you some of the stuff that we can get into it with it. But you see Christopher Columbus is being mentioned, right? You know what I'm talking about? That's 1492. They saying, they saying in this link, Monte, tell me I'm tripping. They saying in this link that he thought that this was Arzareth before he became known as America. Am I wrong? Anybody out there tell me I'm tripping? Am I tripping?
You right. Yeah.
All right, because he had a biblical, and what was happening in 1492. You know what I mean? We know that Jews, Muslims, and any other group of people, because what the Roman Catholic Church was doing in 1492 in real history was what? Expelling those groups of people, and they were looking for refuge to go somewhere else and do it. You know what I mean? So this is 1492, Christopher Columbus, though. You know what I mean? We'll go to the next joint, though. I just want to make sure they, you can throw this in the chat for anybody. If you did, you probably did it. I think you did.
I just did.
All right, so anybody can go look that up. So they can hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's out there already anyways. But however, Jewish Encyclopedia. See, that's the Jewish Encyclopedia talking about Arzareth and Christopher Columbus being talked about it in it. You know what I'm talking about? Now, let's slide. What's the next joint? You got to even me a point to it.
No, I got it. I'm finna play it now.
Let's slide.
Went back to 1492 to show you one giant lie about Columbus. Christopher Columbus did not want to discover America. He just wanted to conquer Jerusalem.
Jerusalem, my soul, here I come.
Columbus was a Christian man. He believed God gave him a mission: take back Jerusalem from the Muslims. So he sailed west, hoping to reach Asia, partner with a Christian Mongolian king, and together take back Jerusalem from the Muslims.
This is the perfect plan. God is with me in this.
We all know how the plan ended. There was no Christian Mongolian king. Columbus never reached Asia and landed in America instead and found gold. He got so distracted that he forgot about Jerusalem. Sometimes the greatest discovery is the one you never planned. That's 1 minute. See you tomorrow.
Ain't that some shit? You see how that kind of correlate?
That boy Columbus.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so within that, he was thinking about Jerusalem, and Arzareth is a Hebrew, you know what I mean? And it's correlated to his ideal of him having to go around a certain way to get into this certain region real quick. You know what I'm talking about? And that's why this is got to make sense to y'all when we talk about it tonight. You know what I mean? So we're gonna move along, you know what I mean, real quick. You know what I mean? I'll make sure y'all hope that synced in, because I was like showing you how that correlate. Ain't no America yet. Ain't nobody calling this place America yet. Some people might say the West Indies, you know what I mean? But he thought he really got to the edges of Asia, dealing with that TO map we be talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We showed y'all many a times before. This is the ideal at the time in 1492, right? Arzareth is being thrown around though, but Arzareth is obviously tied to a, way earlier situation, as we started off, to show you that it's tied to, even in that scripture, it says it goes back to a time frame. But people of a certain distinction would obviously be, this word still being thrown around, you know what I'm saying, and being used. But you got to know the context of it, and that's what we're trying to, because we use it today And I think it's important for you to catch all that real quick. Christopher Columbus used the Bible to find America and to find more slaves, to say. Ain't that something? Arzareth, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of restoration. See this word restoration keep popping up, right? According to, in Esdras 13:45, Columbus identified America with this land. See how many people throwing it around? Arzareth, right there. See that? Yep, there it is. See now, Arzareth, even at the bottom, South America, right?
Yep.
There's no, because at this time, what's happening in 1492, the Roman Catholic Church, 1492, and the expulsions that's really historically proven through colonial crowns, right? They're literally expelling groups of people, and groups of people are moving from a certain area, which we call, Spain, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Over here. Yep.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And the people who are taking refuge and trying to restore either their rights of the time frame of 1492, dealing with the Roman Catholic Church, and create strongholds, trade systems, etc., in order to finance what they need to do to go back to what their understanding of that time frame. Because Arzareth, boy, it been traveling. I like it myself in this time frame too. I ain't gonna front. I like the word. But I'm not gonna use it in a certain context to tell you, hey, all y'all black folk out here Hebrew Israelites either.
Right.
But at the same time, this Arzareth term is because the restoration, again, the restoration movements that we're gonna go through. However, I want to just show that real quick. We can keep it sliding. Let's keep it moving, man.
Hold on 1 second. Bro say barely can hear sound going in and out. Hey, in the chat, let me know, can y'all hear us clearly? Just let us know. Don't do nothing yet, Mac. Let's see what they talking about, because it may not. Because you sound, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I hear you good.
Yeah. Let's see what they say. But yeah, so basically, what I'm gathering is, so right now when we talk about this, they say sound is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so Big Cody, you gonna have to refresh, come back in, try to switch something up, brother. Appreciate you rocking with us though. All right, let's keep rocking, Matt.
I bet. So where we was at though, man. I'm gonna have to probably
so basically
charge out the car. I think my phone about to die on my ass. I don't know how this happening. But however, we live. So I'm looking for a charge of live. I'm gonna have to just when the next clip come in, I'm probably run and try to get it. So either way, this damn. All right, Arzareth, right? Again, pay attention to that. You seeing the map, what it's showing in the context of what it is.
People getting expelled, they going somewhere.
Right, they going somewhere. They gotta leave where they at. You know what I'm saying?
And we know these expulsions happen. They documented all through history.
They gotta leave where they at though, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? We know that for a fact. Right. So this term is being used in historical context, even with them at that time, I would say, like how I would say at our time right now, how I'm using it today is the same way they were using it then. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm gonna show you something to show why that make the refuge, you know what I'm talking about? A place beyond imperial control. You know what I mean? Terms like got jurisdiction wise that we talking about. Maroonville type shit. You hear me? So next slide then. That's all I want to show that how that in 1492. Remember at this time too, in 1492, the Atlantic Ocean, it's not called the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
So let's keep it moving. All right.
All right, hold on. Damn, why I can't see it. Hold on real quick.
You good?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Shoot.
Is it clip?
Nah.
All right. Slide on. But this is all right, yeah. So detailed paper position, I did it like this for y'all for Arzareth, right? Because I already just showed you all that real quick. A model of autonomy. Peace to the party. Within America, You can make it a little bit bigger. Boy, let me tell you.
Yeah.
All right,
Hold
there we
on.
go.
I'll read this first one.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So Arzareth, the model of autonomy within America. So one of the most common misunderstandings about Arzareth is the assumption that it is exclusively connected to Hebrew Israelite ideology. While Arzareth appears in Second Esdras and has been referenced by various restoration movements, the concept can be understood much more broadly. Arzareth is not merely a claim about ancestry. It is a framework for understanding how a people maintain identity, culture, governance, and purpose while existing inside a larger political structure. Historically, communities throughout America have practiced forms of Arzareth, whether they use that name or not. The principle is simple. A people can exercise autonomy without exercising sovereignty. That right there, when you hit me and told me that, I said, oh yeah, this is a good one.
Oh yeah, that's what it is though. Hey, matter of fact, I want you to just keep reading this. I'm gonna run and try to get this charger real quick.
Yeah, bet I got you.
Read.
So understanding empire. Throughout history, empires have governed diverse populations. The Roman Empire, Ottoman Empire, British Empire, and modern nation states all contain communities with distinct traditions and institutions. The question for many communities has not been how to leave the empire, but how to remain themselves within it. This challenge has produced churches, tribal governments, mutual aid societies, fraternal orders, schools, and economic networks that preserve identity while operating inside larger political systems. So it's a reason why we use Sunday service, the reason why we have a ministry. Not because we trying to get y'all to go memorize the Bible. We not Christians. But know and understand that the system was created from a certain governance and laws that come from a book, because that book has nothing to do with converting you and your beliefs. It's about how the land is to be governed, and all governments use some form of religion to craft their laws. That's just the way it works. You won't change that with your ideology, but there is a way that you can use that to manipulate and do what's best for your own community. The literal Jews is a real example of this. Them folks, if you mention their name in a negative way, is on your head. You feel me? Getting a whole bunch of things established. Whole time we bucking at everything that's an option to us before properly understanding it. All right, Max. So I just did understand the empire. You good?
Yeah, I ain't gonna find no charger, but I'm glad I sent everything to you. So we gonna work it. No, so I had other notes just in case my phone did die. I'm like, I had stuff I wanted to add in and read from, but we got this either way. You know what I mean? Symbolism of Arzareth. That's where you at, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Try to do it like this. Power down a little bit. All right. So Arzareth is described as a distant land where displaced people could preserve themselves and rebuild, whether interpreted literally or symbolically. The narrative contains themes of departure from domination, preservation of identity, community rebuilding, covenant renewal, and future restoration. Because of these themes, Arzareth has often functioned as a symbol rather than merely a location. It represents the creation of protected space where a people can cultivate continuity across generations. You know what I mean? Legacies.
Yeah.
You heard me? Now, that's the restoration. Now, example, the AME Church. As an American Arzareth, this is the Black community doing this. This is, the African Methodist Episcopal Church. One of the clearest American examples. Founded by Richard Allen in 1816. The AME Church, by the way, that shows you too, because he's free. He's not doing this as a slave. You know what I'm talking about? So that's how you know when they talked earlier about the Juneteenth. Okay, cool. But Richard Allen, the AME Church was already doing free things before, way before that.
Yeah.
50 years. So emerged from the desire for institutional self-governance. Rather than seeking political separation, the church created independent structures capable of serving its members. The AME Church established its own leadership, ordained ministers, founded schools, acquired property, developed financial networks, and created community support systems. It demonstrated that autonomy could exist within the United States without requiring the formation of a separate state. This is Arzareth in practice. Institution building rather than isolation. You know what I mean? See, that was deep. This is before 1865. With the Emancipation Proclamation, you have free people of color using these type of entities with these type of terms, understanding how to restore themselves and govern themselves with their understanding of how their areas of how their people were, and move and function somewhat in the manner and we lost it. I ain't gonna lie, today we lost it, boy.
Yeah, man, big time, bro.
We ain't restoring nothing at this point. We waiting for reparations without understanding the restoration part that our ancestry people in America already were doing certain things prior to us celebrating Juneteenth and saying, you know what I mean? That's when we were all emancipated. You know what I'm talking about? Some of us, some of us, all of us, some of us. Majority, people. However, indigenous nations and jurisdictional autonomy. Indigenous nations throughout the United States maintain constitutions, courts, educational systems, economic enterprises, and cultural institutions while operating within a broader federal framework. Oh, so when we look at the biblical part, right? When they were talking about back then, people left and went to an area where they can do their own thing. It's like saying we're here and this is what we're gonna do here, and without them being able to come involved in what we're doing, because we're doing it by the constitutional understanding of the framework of this jurisdiction of America,
right?
United States of America.
Whole new world, different rules, different situations, calls for a different variation of the plan.
Right. So exactly, it says these examples demonstrate that autonomy and participation in a larger political structure are not mutual exclusive. They reveal a model of jurisdictional coexistence where communities retain meaningful authority over internal affairs. Oh, Lord. Shout out to my Maroon. Maroonville, you heard me? Maroon is, synonymous with being autonomous. You heard me? But they're going to show you throughout this whole thing. Mutual aid, fraternal orders, self-determination, right?
Yep.
Now look what Arzareth says at the bottom right here. A common misconception is that Arzareth implies separation from America. This interpretation misunderstands the model. Arzareth is not necessarily about leaving the empire. It's about developing captivity within it.
Capacity.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. I apologize, right? It's June.
Because they need to understand that part.
Captivity. Yeah, capacity. Yeah. Capacity, correct. Within it, communities may vote, own businesses, pay taxes, operate nonprofits, preserve culture, and govern their religious and educational affairs while remaining fully present within the larger society. The focus is institution building rather than political withdrawal. When they was having them Negro conferences, right, with the AME Church, them Negro conventions and all that, before 1865, state to state, what Carter G. Woodson was talking about, right?
They met up and determined what was going to be our talking points. It was an agree. You know what I'm saying?
This is what they were doing.
Yep. And that's why everything ran through the church. The pastor would be, and the deacons was the ones that the elder statesman type shit. You know what I'm saying?
That part. That whole part. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, so I'm using the framework Arzareth, you heard me? I can say, but with the party, right? The Autonomous Party, right? The party, Maroonville. Maroonville is within the state of Arzareth. In the matter of how we look at the jurisdiction the ministry has been able to set up for our autonomous community. And we're going to deal with our internal affairs, how we govern our land, trust, and all that involved, right? The right way now. And got to be understood, though, in the context from ecclesiastical law. which the First Amendment of this Constitution of this America gives us full right to do. And them people knew that. That was doing the AME Church back then. How about that? Noble Drew Ali and them knew it. The Nation of Islam knows it. Okay.
Yep. The Jews know it.
Jews know it. The Mormons know it.
I'm just saying.
And another one. However, Arzareth and the Autonomous Party, right? So within our framework, how we even did this build tonight, I showed the example. I used it because we have a ministry, right? The party has a ministry. The vision of what we do. The party, you heard me? Yes, right? We have a social club too. We got a social club too down here in South Florida. And talking about, you heard me? Make America building. People looked us up. I know people looked us up before, right, Monte? They thought we were playing. But however, it can be understood as a covenant model, right? We give you the template. The covenant model for community development. The emphasis is not ethnicity, but alone, but responsibility. How do we build institutions? How do we preserve heritage? How do we educate future generations? How do we create economic networks? How do we govern ourselves responsibly? Under this model, United States of Arzareth, that's right, Maroonville, USA, Arzareth is A, you heard me? Becomes the symbolic jurisdiction of a shared covenant values, community accountability, self-determination. The goal is not withdraw from America, because you're a nation, you're part of America, but cultivation of autonomous structures that enable communities to flourish, meaning our folk. It's an Arzareth situation. It's beautiful to me. I don't know. What y'all think out there tonight before my cause I'm gonna be live on here, but I ain't gonna be live on my phone. What y'all thinking right now? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I just highlighted this portion. It's missing that first part, but I'm gonna read this again. I'm gonna read this part right here again. These questions. It said that if the emphasis is not ethnicity alone, but responsibility. How do we build institutions? How do we preserve heritage? How do we educate our kids? How do we create economic networks? And how do we govern ourselves? We need community accountability, bro, and self-determination. Hey, and we don't need to run and go somewhere else because your problems will only enhance. They don't want you there long-term either. They just want your American dollar.
That part.
So if you don't have that, they want your ass gone too. So that's not going to save you. You need to save yourself.
That part. You're going to have to take refuge within the understanding how to govern yourself within a jurisdiction. And shout out to the trustee friends, right? You heard me?
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, you good. Hold on.
I didn't know how you do that like that. But hey, okay, throw it up there. See, so everybody's family situation could go ahead and do their own thing. You know what I mean? We, in the community, to understand how their family's supposed to, generations, as it says in the same platform, how we look at it. For you to take accountability in your own family household, right? The household first, your internal affairs. Get your affairs together, right? That's the trust. Trust. That's your family trust, right? But then back in the AME Church, right? AME Church, right? How they showed in the model, they were moving the same way. Nation is, however, but guess what? They have the general situation. Like, so school systems is governed by what? That system. It's not about an individual, it's about the community. And you have to have a congressional situation within your own system to be able to govern that a certain way, autonomously. But we got away from that. We so caught up trying to be civil. But we forgot about what happened in our community. Somebody put that in the chat just now, you heard me? So we got to be accountable, right? The accounting, our bank account, about what's going on autonomously within your community before you can worry about anybody else's.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so important. Like, think about it. And you tell me, this is our elders. Like, if you got elders who was born, I would say 1920s and earlier, right? You've seen that they all shared a very common sternness and like certain shit that they was not playing about. You feel what I'm saying? Whether they was really Christians or not, like the way that they public image and certain shit, they was not playing that.
No, they weren't playing at all. See, again, Arzareth, United States of Arzareth, the United State of Arzareth in the Maroonville case with the Autonomous Party. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We are dealing with it from understanding that when I say Arzareth, that means like somebody said, Islamic Moors, you could be Moorish American, you could be African American with the AME Church, you could be Gullah, you could be Indian reclassified going to a free person of color church in your goddamn territory, whatever that might be. You heard me? But if you're a member in that covenant, that's right, covenant is tied to the word trust. See, but ecclesiastically, we look at the covenant today, we don't understand that it really relates to understanding how to govern institutions educationally, culturally, land-wise, financially, underneath this covenant situation, because we're so caught up in the spookism of it today. We so woke. But we ain't accountable for shit. But we're going to keep sliding, though. Autonomously speaking, you heard me?
Here go right here from Trusty Friend. So up here at the top, got a resource right now, powered by the Autonomous Party and teamed up with Trusty Friend, to where you can get a consultation, free consultation to get your affairs in order. Nobody, learning about all the different ways that you can protect your family, grow wealth. Like, you don't have to already be rich. You need to be planning. And it's a free consultation. So if you already been thinking about this, approved from the party, tap in. I got the next one right here.
Slide on. So here we go. Now, I gave y'all currently what we want to make sure we got that clip. So in the clip, I make sure I gave you, as we show you Columbus in the beginning, 1492, then we giving you, which is really tied to restoration movements, and AME we just use as an example. We mentioned the Mormons and other groups that came. Even we can call out certain things like the British and how they thought that they were tied to Israel and they were tied to a restoration of that because of the King James Bible and all the things that we covered with the Black European thing, and they were all tied to this ideal too. You know what I mean? With the restoration ideal of them being the imperial, governing themselves outside of another imperial system, such as Rome.
Yeah.
Such as Rome. You heard me? But that's what King James was doing. He set up that trust. That 1611. Yeah, that 1611 joint, that was a trust. Ecclesiastic.
Mm-hmm.
It would allow you to be in Arzareth underneath his jurisdiction as the crown. As a subject, citizen, as we would call it today, underneath that jurisdiction. How's how that works?
And that's very important.
Oh yeah, but that's way past. We don't want people to get mixed in the dope about this Arzareth thing, because about a pair of shoes. I'm telling y'all. However, this Arzareth, and I use it we use it. The party USA, United States of Arzareth. We told you a while back, and I said I'm gonna bring it back to y'all. We here now though. Maroonville, USA. When we say USA, at the Autonomous Party, we're talking about the United States of Arzareth from an ecclesiastical position, jurisdictional wise, from a ministry standpoint of understanding how to move autonomously, like examples we show you tonight. Now, you want to get caught up in, but it's Gullah, because Gullah is a Hebrew word too, which means to be tied to redemption. And those who are redeeming themselves obviously have tried to what? Restore themselves. You heard me? Back to their national identity, the historical identity, how to govern themselves economically, how to govern themselves politically within their jurisdiction, and how to now interact with the imperial system that they know they might be overall governed by on the landmass that you're living on.
Yep.
So, Arzareth in two Esdras. You see, we showed it earlier. 4 Esdras describes Arzareth as a distant land. This is going back in history, right? And this is going back to the biblical time frame of the timeline. You heard me? Not no spooky, is he? Oh, we all over here, over there. No, this is what's happening. So now, we read this. I just want to make sure I gave it. You keep sliding, because we already went over that. I ain't gonna be redundant with it. We shown Esdras. They can go look that up. We just make sure we get into the map. Matter of fact, it's a clip, the video. You got the video next, right?
Yep.
All right, bet money. So researchers cite Autonomy. That's how Autonomy. You see how I said it? All right, now derived maps of Mauritania, which is considered Northwest Africa. Names such as, see how that word is spelled right now? But it's Arzareth, the same word, variations of it. Are claimed to appear in Algeria and Morocco region. Identification with the biblical Arzareth remains debated. It's still debated. They're debating about it today. I ain't worried about that part. We can keep moving. Oh, then this map though. See this 15848, and I'm gas Taladia. Oh, gas yeah, I'm gonna say it like that. Gas Chaldees, or something like that. That's how I'm gonna say it. Mauritania Nova Tabula. You heard me? When I found out this map right here, boy, I'm telling you, we're gonna bring this back probably in the summer before we end.
Yeah.
But this 1548 and all the maps tied to it is crazy work. You know what I'm saying? It says important Renaissance map covering the region of Arzareth. Claims are made. It says useful for investigating the Northwest African tradition. So this is happening. This word Arzareth, and all the different is being used in Northwest Africa too. You know what I mean? Not West Africa, but Northwest Africa off this map right now. Keep sliding. Watch this. Because people debate about Arzareth being like Columbus said in 1492, or is it over here? But we got many different situations to give you scenarios of how people are using the word Arzareth. You hear me? In context of taking refuge in an area outside of the jurisdiction of imperial rule. You heard me? But I'm gonna let y'all decide. It says Abraham Ortelius. You know, for all the people that like the Tartary conversation. You know what I mean? Tartary, Civi, Magni, Shami, Rigne, Typus, right? Some people say Arzareth is Tartaria, by the way. Yep, some people have said that. Contains the inscription, same thing, 4 Esdras, 13 Arzareth. Places Arzareth and see Tartaria. Where is that going to be? Where Tartaria? Asia. Where did Columbus say thought he was going?
Asia, yeah.
Okay. You see how that connected, Monte? You see how that?
Yep.
But and he's ahead of this. See, this is 1570, but and he was in 1492. This ain't Paul America yet. They coming to a place they think is Arzareth. They thinking they reaching Asia though. They ain't reaching Asia though. And Tartaria is in Asia, by the way. African tradition, Arzareth. In Mauritania, Northwest Africa. Biblical tradition, Arzareth is associated with the 10 tribes in Asia. It says early cartographers did not agree on one location though. See, this is why they get debated about. That's why I like the term so much. It's so much.
Still debated to this day, folks debating. You know what I'm saying?
Especially restoration movements. So in America, I can say I'm in Arzareth too, based off of jurisdiction. If you understand what we're talking about. But you can't mix the dope about how the word's been used from original sense to where we are now. You know what I mean? Today. I don't ever mix that dope up. Historical assessment. Arzareth appears in multiple geographic traditions. Evidence suggests ongoing debate rather a universal accepted location. Useful as both historical and symbolic concept. So that right there got to be laid out like that though. You hear me? So you can use it symbolically in America for us to say, hey, we know the Bible say this, but based off ecclesiastical law, you know what I mean? We set up a jurisdiction to restore ourselves within the context of Arzareth. But at the same time, you're not going to sit here and say that America and Arzareth is tied to America because of the 10 tribes who crossed the Euphrates River to get away from an imperial situation. Come on now. We're not going to mix that up, though. Keep going.
Yep.
Conclusion. Arzareth has been mapped in different regions by different cartographers. Strongest documented map reference is Ortelius in 1570. North African map references warrant further primary source. I dug in on this right before I played the video. Right, we're gonna play the video next, right? See, this is why I did the video. I had to go because I was looking. I thought this was a good one tied to Arzareth. You heard me? And how they ain't even saying America. They're trying to say, nah, it's not America. It was, and in the maps, right? Maps and shit. Yep. So I think they did a good job of showing the maps and certain things I couldn't cover all today in this show tonight. So let's play the clip real quick. Tap in.
Arzareth found. Claudius Ptolemaeus, born 100 AD, died 170 AD, known as Ptolemy, was an astronomer, mathematician, and geographer of Greek descent who lived and worked in the Egyptian city of Alexandria. In his geography, Ptolemy gathered all the geographic knowledge possessed by the Greco-Roman world. He used a system of grid lines to plot the latitude and longitude of some 8,000 places on a map that encompassed the known world at the height of the Roman Empire. This here is a 1478 map copied from Claudius Ptolemy's 2nd century map. This is the Northwest Africa region. And this is Claudius Ptolemy's book, Geography and Coordinates. At the outset, when writing of the journey from Gerama to Ethiopia, he says that Septimus Flaccus, having set out from Libya with his army, came to the land of the Ethiopians from the land of the Garamantes in the space of 3 months by journeying continuously southward. He says furthermore that Julius Maternus, setting out from Leptis Magna and Gerama with the king of Garamantes, who was beginning an expedition against the Ethiopians, by bearing continuously southward, came within 4 months to Agisimba, the country of the Ethiopians where the rhinoceros is to be found. Each of these statements on the face of it is incredible. First, because the Ethiopians are not so far distant from the Garamantes as to require a 3 months journey, seeing that the Garamantes themselves, for the most part, are Ethiopians and have the same king. And as you can see, the Garamantians settled and lived in North Africa, which would today be the Libyan area. Mauritania Caesariensis is terminated on the west by the east side of Mauritania Tingitana, as we have said above, and on the north by the Sordom Sea from the mouth of the Malva River to the mouth of the Ampsaga River, of which the following is a description. After the mouth of the Malva River, and these are Aria Harbor, Magnum Promontory, and here is the Siga City in North Africa that was just shown in the previous slide. Let's continue. And here are coordinates to a few different places. As you can see, the mouth of the Arzareth River and its coordinates. We see a place called Portus Magnus. And let's continue. And here is North Africa again. We can see Portus Magnus as well as Siga City. And as far as these coordinates show, the mouth of the Arzareth River should be somewhere in this area. But we should be looking for the Ampsagas River. Let's see if we can find it. Where is Arzareth? It's not in between Portus Magnus or Siga City, but its coordinates say it should be in this area. So maybe these coordinates are wrong. Maybe somebody switched the maps. Let's see. Bam. To your right center, the Ampsaga River. And if you look up and left, you can see Arzareth, North Africa, Northwest Africa, the Algerian region, Algeria on the coast, the city of Arzareth. And here's another map that has located Arzareth as well by Martin Waltzy-Muller. 1507 world map was the first map to depict a separate Western Hemisphere with the Pacific as a separate ocean. The map grew out of an
came out that catch all this right here. You might need to bring what he just said. No, we can read it. See it sitting on the screen right now. You see that? That's why I use him, because he did a great job of and I looked at a lot of different things. I'm like, he did a good job of cut all the stuff I found. He put it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he broke it down.
To make it, so I ain't got to talk as much, right? So Martin Waltzy-Muller in 1507. See, now we already went back to Columbus in 1492, right?
Right.
See what I'm saying? Columbus think he going to Asia though. He know he was at. He know he was in what we call today the Americas. You know what I'm talking about? But Walter Miller is tied to this place being called America. Do we understand that? That's why it can't go over your head, though. You heard that? If you was to pull up, if you was to Google Martin Walter Miller, 1507, world map, that's when America is being used, and it's tied to South America. It's not even tied to North America yet fully.
Yep.
Timeline-wise, funny enough. However, the map depicts a separate Western Hemisphere with the Pacific as a separate ocean. The map grew out of an ambitious project in Saint-Dié-Lorraine in present-day France during the early 1500s to document and update new geographic knowledge derived from the Portuguese and the Spanish explorations of the 15th and the 16th centuries. Now, Monte, what we been covering? What we
breaking that down the whole time.
Listen here.
They was the ones that came and knew the route and had figured it out. But this also proves that much of what was actually happening on the landmass was still a mystery to them.
Come on, listen. Wait, I don't catch you. See, Arzareth got a lot more to it than see. That's why this shit deep to me. I was intrigued to do it. And obviously I use it. You know what I mean? There's some shoes. There's some interesting people that know about, and using it in certain ways. However, I'm using it too. You're at the party. We ecclesiastically, we showed you the connection, right? However, it's understanding though, it's concept of it, right? I don't want y'all to get lost, though. But see, why is the man presenting this as still Arzareth, right? Going into 1507. You know what I mean? Like the Portuguese and the Spanish dealing with the Inquisition, right? Concept-wise, are seeing that people are fleeing the Inquisition. When we go back to the Occidental de Negro, right? Yep. So if you in North Africa, you in Southern Europe, which is Iberia, you know what I'm saying? Iberia, Spain, Portugal, right? France, they are leaving, they're fleeing. They're going into North Africa, they're going into West Africa, you know what I'm saying? They end up in Brazil, as we know. They come into what Columbus. Come on now, like listen to how they showing you this was this man. Listen here, man. They're taking refuge from what? A real historical inquisition. Not no spooky shit. We
went all through Europe.
Man, listen, that's deep. To me, it's deep, at least. That's why I presented it tonight. You know what I'm talking about? I use it in the wrong way, but I got to give you the whole full layout of it. Because, the Thomas Party, understand from the ministry standpoint, Arzareth, Maroon. So at the end of the day, and being accountable, right? Living out righteous decisions. Living out righteous decisions. We say Lord, Lord. Living out righteous decisions is being accountable about what you're doing with your community, your collective, about what you want best to be autonomous instead of your refuge, whatever you want to call it, jurisdictional situation to develop your generational legacy of what you're doing, right? Preservation, restoration, right? Preservation with restoration, and obviously looking for the imperial system to give you what? Reparations. Arzareth. It's all in one. When you understand this, understanding the biblical and also how it correlates to community and everything else, and how these people use it historically, and how they use it on maps, and all that. It's deep. I'm talking about Juneteenth weekend, summer solstice. You heard me? I've been sitting on this for a minute. I've been cooking for a minute with this. You heard me? I got it stewed up.
Hey,
what up?
So so when you was going over this, in my mind, instantly it took me to this is why that common denominator of our people was always tied into some type of a religious, no matter if they went Muslim, whether they was Christian, and then they always had some other linkages, your Easter stars and all these things. Not everything that was created and used was set up to be of a detriment. You feel me? Sometimes you need to have conversations that you don't have on the live YouTube stream.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of them.
You know what I'm saying? But then there are times where messaging and marketing is important.
We're doing it right now.
Everything is a tool. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
platform, we're doing it right now. We give it to y'all like this publicly. That means it's for you to code certain things we're saying and show how you could correlate it to what you're dealing with right now. You hear that? Autonomously, we'll be doing. You hear me? metaphorically,
Big
or you might,
facts.
you know what I mean, all the different things you might call it. You hear me? Like how the people be rapping out there but not rapping no more. This is what we give them in a content standpoint of historical, political, social, and understanding how to move autonomously, right? Underneath the ministry, by the way. Arzareth. So, do you see? Play some more. Play some more.
All right.
My phone gonna die, but I got this. I'm ready to go. Either way.
Ambitious project in Saint de Lorraine in present-day France during the early 1500s to document and update new geographic knowledge derived from the Portuguese and Spanish explorations of the late 15th and early 16th centuries. Waldseemüller's map was the most exciting project of that research effort. And as you can see, once again, Arzareth is detailed and located in the same spot as Ptolemy's map, and it's circled there in red. So that's 2 receipts we got.
Two.
And here's a modern day map showing you where the ancient region or city of Arzareth would be located.
Stop
this
right
whole region here. Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Mali.
Stop right there, bro. Now, based off what he's showing right there, that's why I said, man, I like his shit more how he did it, boy. I'm gonna tell you. Now, we understand this area right here, where people that understand how we talk, we did the Roman, I tell y'all, Rome got the receipts, right? Right? Because the Rome came into this area, right? He's pointing to in history, and we covered it and conquered this area. And that's how we get Africa.
Yep.
The original area is tied to
the Proclinarius. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you, Monte, right now?
No.
The Romans are the ones that came in and how they conquered what we call, the Phoenicians, right? We say Phoenicians in Greek, right? What I'm talking about. You hear me? The Canaan, who descend from Ham. Yeah, they were the ones. They also control that whole area right there with that ocean right there. You see how Spain right there? And that little the Straits of Gibraltar or the Pillars of Hercules, you see that little strait right there? Take you out to what they call the Atlantic, right?
Yep.
Or it became known as the Atlantic. But at the same time, that's the Ethiopian Ocean. When you get outside that area right there, the little area right there. You know what I'm saying? So within the context of what's happening, since some people call it so much Roman ideology, they use the word Atlantic because this right here, this is why you're using the word Atlantic. Because this understanding of Roman takeover of this region and what's going on, what's also tied to Arzareth, right? In the region, and then also restoration of things. See, cool, restoration of things. From that time frame, nationalities and people believing it, and they warn against the Roman system too. See, that's why Arzareth is very, it's multi-layered. You hear me? From a modern sense, how to use it ecclesiastically, to also just the debate about, and this, I think, again, boy, let me tell you, go ahead, keep playing. For the Moorish folk, y'all Moorish folk, though, I got something for y'all with this, but the Moorish folk out there, this that area right here. You know what I'm saying? It's that area. All that. North Africa, right? Northwest Africa, all Mauritania area. Go ahead, he points to it. Yeah, go ahead, though.
I'm going to play it.
Tiger, this is all Arzareth, this whole region.
See how big it got Algeria?
Second Esdras 1340. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, who Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Now Salmanasar was the king of Assyria, and he was the second one after Tiglath-Pileser to deport Israelites into Assyrian territories. So the campaign started between 3 different Assyrian kings, first with Tiglath-Pileser III, then Shalmaneser, then Sargon II. All 3 of them deported the Sumerians, Northern Kingdom Israelites, over about a 30-year time frame.
Based off the biblical time frame, what happened?
17:22.
Yeah.
For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them until Yahuwah removed Israel out of his sight, as he had said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria until this day. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Kuta and from Ava.
Oh, it's video.
The video, hey, man, it's all good though. Either way, I think he just showed the maps and all that I wanted to show. Really, me.
Yeah, now you got definitely to the crux of it. Yeah.
Like that's what I really wanted people to see, just with this Arzareth thing. You know what I mean? It's cool with me. However, they want to look at it because I know the time frame. I just want to get the click. I think he covered the maps. I was just reading on the presentation.
The maps, and that's the main thing to show. You know what I'm saying? For people to understand, like the first thing when I'm going over and what hit me is, like I said, the newness of them still trying to discover where for sure America actually is. You know what I'm saying? Still trying to figure out what they calling it. And they definitely didn't know much about anything that's actually happening on the landmass. And this in the 1500s.
In the 1500s.
So I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the exploration. They didn't call this thing America. See, Walter Miller got it to that point. That's why we can go to his map and say, so no, all these nations and all these things that were happening already, people being here, populated empires and all that. You know what I mean? We even know that based off the Walter Miller map, you know what I'm saying, that the empires, Mayan, Inca, Aztec, didn't fall till like 1521.
Right.
See, like, you understand the timeline of things with the Spanish and the Portuguese saying they came over.
Even the Mississippi the mound builders,
right.
they don't attribute to the 1600s is what
You're not even touching these areas until a certain time. Like, you know how we just talk about Alabama, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tuscaloosa, right? Like how 1540, DeSoto, you know what I'm saying? That's 1540. Yep. They didn't call it America yet. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody. So this American Indian thing or American, well, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? You know, people weren't even using these terms. But now we get so caught up. But right now we in a position where we all in refuge in our own land by imperial system. And Arzareth is the situation as the model that ecclesiastically allow you to move in a certain way based off the Constitution. And at the same time, too, some people might like catch all that. I'm going to put it like that out there. You heard me? And I'm going to leave it like that. You know what it is. What else we got?
That was the end.
Okay, see, I'm landing on time. But I mean,
let's wrap it into let's give them the like the core. So for me, kind of when we talk, right? I told you the first thing that hit my mind is, but for people when they not to get caught up too much on the Israelite talk. This is just the proof of expulsions happening from North Africa and all through Europe, and them folks was definitely intended to go somewhere to a land they ain't even know much about yet. You feel me? So that explained the Black Europeans, the things that we've been talking about.
Moorish people.
Yes,
right?
The Moorish people.
Moorish, swarthy looking people were being expelled and they were moving around.
Yep, and they came into America where other people that looked like them existed when they got there.
Colored, dark
right.
People. Yep.
So the infusion of all those people that came from those areas mixed with the people that had the unique culture in this area made this unique blend that still got the whole world captivated. You see them videos where they having the World Cup right now and people come from different countries. Boy, they loving America. They going crazy.
Like, what y'all doing?
Right. Boy, and this is what we trying to give away. Come on, man. They going crazy. They don't know how to act.
They don't know what to do. What do you think them people were saying in 1492?
Exactly, when the land was unmolested.
Don't forget the twins that was on the boat. The Nino brothers. Bro. You heard me?
They couldn't believe their eyes, bro.
They were coming over here like, big, what you talking about? we ain't going back. We ain't going. What you talking about? Go back? You see what's happening?
Hey, put it like this.
Gold. Hey, they wearing gold and they walking the Tainos, by the way. They say,
still do that to this day.
They saying, you need some gold?
Yeah. It's like that. Hey, check this out though.
Crazy work.
This how cold the game was, right? So these folk, people not even realizing that when we play down the American Revolution and the fight, these folk bucked so hard. They were so content with being here. They was willing to go. But you know how scared these folk was of the crown?
Crazy work.
And they said, nah, hey man, come on. You gonna have to kill me about that. Cause we stand over here.
USA, United States of Arzareth, you heard me? I ain't going nowhere. You heard me? Listen, we here now. What you talking about? Wait.
It's our shit, bro.
We touched down before any maps, anybody foreign came about saying we American. Oh, and you supposed to be indigenous. You not supposed to be indigenous. Oh, now hold on, wait a minute, brother. You don't understand what's happening in history. I'm in refuge. Yeah, I took refuge. All those, what we call all the denominations. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? We talked about the Pilgrims and all that, right? The Huguenots, right? We got to think about all the different people that we read about that's talking, they coming over here, getting refuge, and they're still tied to their national. That's why my phone, I wish it didn't die. Either way, I know it's gonna be. I was gonna fit all that in 2 hours. Either way, hour and a half, whatever the case might be. I think that we just gonna have to put more into it. But Arzareth is the introduction to it. You hear me? And that's the branding of it. That was what it was then. So I'm showing y'all today. That's the branding of it. You know what I mean? Maroonville, USA. You hear me? United States of Arzareth. You hear me? Because we taking refuge within the constitutional frameworks of being able to build certain things autonomously for ourselves. There's no spooky shit to it. Maybe you ain't catch it, but I'm saying it again. Maroonville, Autonomous Party. This is why, a Maroon American or a Gullah American or, all the denominations we decide, delineations we want to decide that are foundational to our cultures and how we want to go about presenting and dealing with things of restoration and reparations, dealing with our cultures and what we went through uniquely that no one else can actually compare to because they love America. We Americans from a national standpoint, but our ethnicities and all them other things tied to it and tribal background, whatever mixing your blood. You know what I'm talking about? That's the imperial term they're giving you.
Yep.
Maranatha. But we in Arzareth, you heard me? Hey, matter of fact, type in Kanye Arzareth or Yeezy Arzareth. Because this man right here, I'm trying to tell y'all, he used it. Y'all know y'all missed it. Maybe y'all ain't about to shoot. I'm about to buy something just cause. Maybe it's so good.
Oh, they hard though. Hold on.
I'm talking about. Maybe I brought it up before, but I'm telling you, like, because we'd be cooking, sitting on it, stewing it. You hear me? And I'm just looking at all the sources and everything over time. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all seen them joints, right? You got them all black. They want the all black one though. You heard me? But yeah, the Arzareth. You heard me? I was thinking like, Kanye, what made you call these shoes this?
He a fool.
You understand what I'm saying?
I like him though.
Metaphorically speaking, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You walking around in Arzareth, huh? You got the Arzareth on your feet. You walking in.
You got autonomy on your feet, boy.
God's jurisdiction. You walking in God's jurisdiction. You heard me? Put the Arzareth on your feet. You walking in God's jurisdiction.
Big step of 300. So.
Talking about them bitch better than Pradas right there. If it really make it work. If someone told me I put some Arzareth on, I'll be in another jurisdiction. Be like, what happened to homegirl with the red shoes and she clapped the shit 2 or 3 times? Talking about with the dog.
Yep.
I'm in another jurisdiction now, bitch. Let me go. We hop in the gate. However though, man. Arzareth, man. What you think, Monte, before we slide? That's what I got on it for the night, man. Father's Day, this Juneteenth weekend.
Yeah, so like bro say, sometimes it take coconut water and treat it digested. Yeah, so Maroon, the whole thing. Yeah, the first thing I told you, I said, this is it's a complex topic. And it's one, like, if you new to the information, you need to digest it multiple times. Come back to it, a little later. And just know and understand that the system is designed very cleverly. You feel me? Just is what it is.
I mean, that's why, again, I think certain people know, and they throw things out there like them shoes. You heard me? You put them on, you might not put them on.
Man, shout out to our boy Travis. Yep, the original American.
Original, Aboriginal.
And we got the title that so many people want and covet, bro. You feel me? And we trying to give it away. Shout out to Travis, man. Y'all go check out our boy American Ancestry and Decoded.
Yeah, man. We gotta understand we the Americans though. See, and every sense of word, and every copper color to the swarthy to the tawny. You know what I'm talking about?
You name it.
I mean, you could put even the Moorish part into it. You could throw some West Africans into it too, who came You know what I mean? We ain't in this time frame, but now we are in the ethnogenesis. Arzareth. We're not supposed to be arguing about that amongst our jurisdiction. You heard me? Because we know what it is in the time frame we in. You heard me?
He got the message right here.
Yes, right.
He got the
Maroonville
message.
is a freedom colony, by the way, in Arzareth.
Yeah.
That's why we did it that way. How we framed it that way, the party-wise. You heard me? When we came up with these understandings, the GMC, but you're listening to music tied to Maroonville, you know, in USA. You heard me? Arzareth.
It's that freedom music, you hear me?
Restoration and reparations. But if you don't got the restoration, which is tied to, you know, preserving yourself within your communities and doing things is best than being accountable in your communities in what we call the wilderness of North America and within the jurisdiction you might be in as an American 14th Amendment citizen today, when we talked about the thing he laid out, right? Because like he said, it's multi-layered, right? But being autonomous is deeper than just one thing. And if you think it's about race or some Pan-African this or Pan-African that, and we're going to be this, and you're still in the jurisdiction. And, you know, in this time frame, there's ways that people are moving that foreign or and through immigration of that 1790 situation, right? That we talked about earlier, right? And then people that came in as free white persons, and they set up what? Ecclesiastical situations as free white persons to give themselves a refuge jurisdictional situation to be able to do what they were doing. Am I lying, Monte?
Nope.
All right, then. And the institutions are right here to America right now today, too. But y'all ain't paying attention to that because y'all fighting amongst each other, not being accountable about the jurisdictions that we had set up, and we let them alone in our ethnogenesis. And then we got civil, and then we got liberal. But it didn't give us liberation.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite.
So again, autonomy. The harsh reality is live life autonomously, y'all. And, you know, shout out to all the fathers out there being accountable, you know what I mean, for your legacy and your last name. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, Dave, I know Dame and JB, but I like what Dame said. I got to quote it. You know, be hustling for our last name, not our first.
Facts.
That was one of the most famous quotes he has in my mind. You heard, when I think about
I agree.
Accountability, like think about accountability. Like, you know what I mean? You hustling for your last name because you got family, children, etc., and trust that you need to be able to trust in having a foundation that can govern that accountability of that village. You're building a village right now in the wilderness of North America, dealing with the jurisdictions that we even go back and forth about what happened in Texas with Carmelo. And the Carmelo, I know the best, he even played basketball in Texas.
Yep.
But no, I'm saying I ain't making light of it. I'm just saying the young man, Texas, right? We just Juneteenth, Texas. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff that's happening in these different jurisdictions. And you notice, like, oh, that would have happened in Jersey, would it have been the same way? Or if it would have happened in Philly, would it have been the same? If it would have been in Georgia, or gun laws, come on, listen, weapons on school. But do you have a jurisdiction for your autonomy? Arzareth. What's your village doing?
That part.
Tap in. Till next time. Peace.
We going, y'all. Peace.
Honor me, this ain't pertaining to 28 Deuteronomy. Self-determination, controlling our situation. Ain't no more indoctrination from pale faces.
Aborigines, which means what? Black folk. You never find a white aborigine. Aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't like to be called an aborigine. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land.
Familiar streets, still feel far from home.
ground know my name. Still asking permission to stand. They sold the future in papers. Now we pay just to live on the land. No change, just rules we never chose. Old lies dressed up as law. If you don't know what's been taken, you won't miss it at all. Exile in our own land, standing where we belong. Yeah. They convinced us this ain't our country. Now we've been here moving wrong. Exiled in our own land, roots deep, still feel alone. Taught us how to survive here. Never taught this was home. Hell came tied with a leash. Every favor had a fee. They call it progress, call it order. I call it quiet captivity. If the game was set before us before we learned the rules, you don't blame the player for losing when the table's rigged to choose. No border still confined. They erased us with education, left us searching our own mind. This ain't exile by distance, it's exile by design. They don't have to move you if they move the truth. Now the fight is for remembrance, for the names they made us forget. Once you see it clearly, you don't ask for a seat, you said, same ground, new rules, same blood, new name. Still here, still waiting for what was never meant to change. Still here, still waiting, same blood, still waiting for what was never. Exiled in our own land, but the fog lifting slow. They can't keep what we remember. They can't own what we know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 Parish line. Parish line. Parish line.
This place got paint in the walls, old names walking the halls. Some had land, whole lot of pride. Some lived free in plain sight. Then came laws with colder eyes, pressed our lives inside their lines. I heard silence at the table, I saw grief behind the smile. The story ain't simple, they want it gone. Something was stolen, but the truth lived on. There's blood in the bayou, pain in the pines. Freedom they bury under parish lines. We were more than sorrow, more than chains and time. Under parish line. New flags came with a sharp tongue, made a whole people into one. Took the names, changed the signs, pressed our truth inside their lines.
But I feel them in my body, I hear them when I sing. The ones who walk with freedom before they clip their wings. The story ain't simple. Our people been home. Something was stolen, but the memory lived on. There's blood in the bayou. Oh, pain in the pines. Pain in the pines. Freedom they buried under parish lines. We were more than sorrow, more than chains and time. Whole lot of history under parish lines. We were not born empty. They trying to keep us blind. We were born from people with a story hard to find. There's blood in the bayou, pain in the pine. Freedom they buried under parish line. Under parish line. We were more than sorrow, more than chains and time. Whole lot of history under parish line. Parish lines. Parish lines. Whole lot of history under parish lines. Parish lines. Parish lines. Whole lot of history under parish lines. Grandmama said the water holds secrets. Papers change, but the soul still speaks. Everybody loud now, nobody rooted. Whole generation hurting, acting like it's music. Gold chain shining, but the eyes look tired. Everybody online, but the spirit unplugged. Mama kept photos inside the old Bible. Faces half faded, stories gone silent. Somebody crossed oceans, somebody crossed swamps. Somebody got renamed, still the bloodline strong, yeah. Keep it easy, even when the world changed on me. Oh, keep it easy. River water run deep in me. Smoke in the air, choir in the distance. Old songs living inside my spirit. Yeah. Keep it easy. Don't let them rename your soul. Keep it easy. Some things deeper than we told. Spanish moss hanging, everybody roadside. Church shoes tapping on the mold wood floors. Women still humming songs without names. Now men still praying low behind closed doors. Maybe that's a Bible, maybe that's the proof. We forgot the story, but still carry the truth. Creole hands cooking straight from memory. Funny how the rhythm still live naturally. Hey, keep it easy, even when the world changed on me. Oh, keep it easy. River water run deep in me. Yeah. got the feeling. I don't need permission to know who I am. I can feel the truth moving through the drum line. Every church clap, every back row, every old soul fishing by the tide flow. Maybe we ain't lost, maybe we just scattered pieces of a memory too strong to shatter. So I keep the candles lit, keep the choir strong, keep the old stories living inside my soul. Keep it geeching, keep the river in you. Keep it geeching. Don't forget yourself.
Am I feeling late?
you.